Thomas, we're great to be on your team. We know that you can appreciate labor and labor's role, organized labor's role in shaping Canadian society and building a Canada that is good for working people and for all people in Canada. So we're glad to be on your team. And having said that, let's give Tom a good union welcome here in Toronto.
Thanks, Clint. Thanks, Clint. This campaign for us started exactly 5 months ago. My wife, Catherine, is a psychologist. She works in the hospital sector in Quebec, but she's managed to take a bit of time off, and she's been accompanying me as we've traveled literally hundreds of thousands of miles across Canada, met people in every single corner, and I have a wonderful report to make for you. We're made up of great people, kind people, generous people, and the institutions we've put in place over the years are a reflection of that. That's why Stephen Harper is so desperately out of step with Canadians if he thinks that his right-wing agenda is what Canadians are all about. He's dead wrong, and starting on March 26th, we're going to prove to him just how much he's wrong. So for us, the campaign's been about hope. Another vision of doing things, protecting pensions, protecting workers' rights. Stephen Harper's signal from the get-go. I was there. Denis Lemelin, the head of the letter carriers, was in my office for the 72 hours of the filibuster. I saw Lisa Rait's behavior on behalf of the Stephen Harper government. Pure bad faith bargaining. Deals were on the table. They were torn up. Total changes in attitude from one day to the next, simply to make sure that they got the back-to-work legislation and they could send a shutter down the spine of organized labor in Canada. They didn't even have to take the gun out of the holster when it came time to dealing with the flight attendants at Air Canada. That's exactly where they want organized labor. They've sent a signal to the bosses that it is open bar. Now's the time to go after past collective agreements and acquired rights. Now's the time for us to stand up and say it's not on. That the NDP is going to play its historical role better than ever because now we're the official opposition. But you know, official opposition is just a state of fact. It's the party that got the second highest number of seats in the last election that forms the official opposition. We've got to go in the mind of the Canadian public from that state of fact to a state of belief that we constitute the government in waiting. You know, the majority of Canadians share our goals and our values. They like our way of looking at things, but sometimes they've just hesitated when it came time to vote. Now we've got to get them over that next hurdle. We've got 3.5 years to do it, to connect with people, to show the strength and the depth of this room and what we're accomplishing across Canada. That way, on October 19th, 2015, something amazing is going to happen. A party that has said what it is going to do will be elected and will do something we've never tried before in Canadian politics. We're actually going to do what we said. We're going to produce a more prosperous Canada, but a Canada that's more prosperous for everyone. We're going to increase opportunities and reduce inequalities in our society, and we're going to do it intelligently. We're going to provide the good, competent public administration that we know Canadians are relying on, and the NDP is going to be in power for a whole long time, thanks to you. Thanks for coming out today. I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Thomas Mulcair has to be probably one of the most dynamic politicians that I've seen in a long time. He's got his own personality, he's got his own understanding of what Canadians value. He listens and wants to understand the trade union movement and our principles because he thinks it's an important role that we play in society in shaping the kind of Canada that we have. We have a great opportunity right now in electing a leader, being involved in that process to shape politics in Canada in the future. And getting out there and voting in the leadership convention or for our leadership at the convention or online, you know, it's time our voices be heard, and Thomas is a guy who will listen to us.